Every once in a while I show you guys tools that I use. Well, this is, I get a lot of horses in here that are never been touched. And we run them into the barn, put them in a stall. And this is a wore out 5/16 nylon rope. This is a piece of junk. I buckarooed with this rope 20 years ago. It's been broken 2 or 3 times. And it's not very long. I'll bet you this rope ain't 30 feet long. It's easy to handle this much rope if you're trying to put a neck rope around one while it's in a stall. You don't need 60, 70 feet of rope like we were out in the brush. And look at it. It's a rag. This thing is crooked and twisted, and it was wore out before me. And I also have a speed burner in it. It closes pretty fast, and also it loosens pretty fast. There. This speed burner really can go. Nothing will hang up on it. And I'll pull it up here. There we go. And it runs up into this knot right here. It's called a choke knot. It'll keep you from choking your horses out. There's a store-bought thing you can buy that goes around the rope. I believe Jerry Cox has a few of them. I never could get along with them because I just couldn't get along with them. I probably am too dumb to figure out how to use them properly. But it's just a circular disc that splits in half, and you put it on each side of the rope, and it's got 2 screws in it, and you tighten it up and make it any size loop you want. And I'm sure it's cutting edge technology. This I learned when I was a kid, 70 years old, and I've been using this since I was 10 years old. Not the speed burner. We used to use a piece of rawhide for the end of it. But this little rope right here, pretty easy to handle in a stall. If you're gonna go to the local jackpot, this is not the rope you want to take out of your tack room, because there's no telling what this loop will do. It kind of dances in the wind. But the whole key to roping horses in a stall is if you're rubbing them with this rope, it's nothing to just slip it up over their head. You don't have to swing it around. And a nylon rope will stay open better than a lot of other kinds. I'm sitting here at my hot tub showing you this. And it might be something that you might be interested in helping you if you're catching a lot of horses. This is not a good rope to take to the round pen, chase them around in the round pen. This rope, I use it a lot in a box stall or in a 12 by 12 pen. And if I can rub them on the face with the loop, I can drop it over their neck, and I can teach them to kind of face up and yield their hindquarters in a stall before I ever take them out. A lot of the horses I get in here are fairly aged, 2s, 3s, 4s. That's not very old, but it's not always appropriate for me to go saddle up a saddle horse and rope one. Most of my reasoning behind that is the people that bring me horses if they're handy enough to rope their colt's horseback, they don't need me. It's just that simple. I'm helping people that don't have the skill set that's required to do that. And sometimes just slipping a rope over their neck and teaching them to face up that way, as long as it's not an act of violence and you take your time. It's just a really simple, quick way to get them to look at you so you can rub them with the halter and put the halter on their head. And this old piece of junk rope is one that I use all the time. And if you'll see, notice one more thing. This goes up to that knot and stops. So that loop is that big. That loop is that big. And if we're getting horses in there with that big of a throat latch, we're in trouble anyway. That would be a pretty damn big horse. And just another tool I use. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but it's the way I've been doing it for a long, long time. You have a good one. I'll see ya. There's another tool I use.